Subscribe, this channel is dead.
Sup, gang? Welcome back to another video. It's the Bradster here. New Year's Eve. About 8 hours away from the end of 2024. By the time I'm recording this, at least, or by the time it's out, might be 2025. So, to those of you who are watching in the new year, this is what the past looks like. Now, I get it. I really get it. 2024, for me, was a year alright, to say the least. It was the year of drama, a year of hiatus. But I'm back now. I'm back. I'm better. The grind to 100 is on. 2025 is going to be the Bradster's year. Once it is my year, none of y'all are going to forget. Ever forget. Y'all are never going to. It's probably about time I actually stop gloating, you know. Now to the reason why I actually am recording this video. As you all know, by the time I'm recording this, the college football playoff quarterfinals kick off in exactly an hour. Penn State versus Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl. So that got me wondering. That really, really got me wondering. I usually show my wrestling knowledge. Why not drop some football knowledge on you? Some gospel. Which is why today, the Bradster will be predicting every single college football playoff match. From the quarterfinals all the way to the national championship. 8 teams remain. 2 can go to Atlanta. Then only 1 can become college football national champion of the 2024 season. For those of you who are new to the channel, why not like this video if you like videos like mine? You can also comment any suggestions if you want me to do the whole predicting thing again. Also subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. You can ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss another video from me. And when the world needed me most, I'm back. Let's get to these predictions, baby, because that is 7 games we have to predict. All right, gang. So the first matchup we are going to predict is the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. The number 5 Texas Longhorns and the number 4 Arizona State Sun Devils. Now I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I did not expect Arizona State to go as far as they have. In fact, let me turn on the light here. People had them 3rd, 2nd to last in the Big 12, along with the bottom teams. But they've quickly proven people wrong. They've beaten BYU. They've beaten Arizona, Iowa State in the Big 12 championship, just to name a few of those. Arizona State's clearly proved themselves, and let's be honest, Tempe's a party place. It's a party place. We can get all the party stuff aside. We can get it all aside here. Back to the predictions. The situation Arizona State is in. If this was the Fiesta Bowl, which we'll get to that next, by the way, we'll get to that, Arizona State would kind of have a home field advantage if they didn't get that last first round bye. And if Clemson, hold on, let me scroll down. If Clemson would have upset the Longhorns in the first round, then that would set up Clemson versus Arizona State. But I'm not... it fell. I'm not even going to cut that. I'm not even going to cut that from the video. I'm not even going to cut it. Like I was saying, Texas's quarterback situation. You could either go Quinn Ewers, who's in his junior year, and he might come back for his senior season. Or if he doesn't, you got to go with the person for the long run. And that person's name is Arch Manning. But at the end of the day, Big 12 versus SEC, the Bradster projects that Texas will have an advantage over the Arizona State Sun Devils. And by that, the Texas Longhorns are going to beat the Arizona State Sun Devils. And now on to the next matchup. The Verbo Fiesta Bowl. The 6th-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions versus the 3rd-ranked Boise State Broncos, Big Ten versus Mountain West. Penn State has never won a college football playoff game other than the one against SMU. That was their first round game. The serious things start now when you start playing in your neutral sites. Penn State's defense, it's great for what it is. It really is. And it especially showed in their round 1 win against the Mustangs. But Boise State's offense is even more electric, and we're going to have to see if Penn State's defense can control Heisman runner-up Ashton Jeanty, which, hold on, another hot take here, boys. I'm saying Ashton Jeanty should have won the Heisman. Travis, I get it. You're a two-way player, wide receiver, cornerback, big deal. You'll probably be a top 5 pick. But let me be honest. Just because you play two positions, it doesn't mean that you should automatically win the Heisman. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. But before I get too heated, let's go back to this game. Boise State has had history in the Fiesta Bowl. They won it 3 times, and I think their history is going to help them. I think it's going to help them a lot. However, it's all up to the matter if Boise State's offense can ram through Penn State's defense. And I'm not going for anything just yet, but you know what? Forget it. I'm going upset here. Boise State's going to beat Penn State tonight. Now, our second to last game of the quarterfinals, and it's the All-State Sugar Bowl. The 2-ranked Georgia Bulldogs versus the 7th-ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Georgia is a team from the SEC, which has huge powerhouses enough, like Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma. All of those schools. But Georgia is seeming to do things quite well with Kirby Smart and whatever they're doing. Their last game of the season went into multiple overtimes. It was like 8, 6, 7 if I'm not wrong. I don't know. But either way, Georgia's proved that they can score when it needs to happen the most. But Notre Dame's been a playoff contender here for a while. They have been. Getting wins over multiple teams. I get they're an independent school. And since they are an independent, every game gets harder since they don't have conference play maneuvers. But let's take all of that out of the picture. This is a neutral site, the All-State Sugar Bowl. So, with all of this in mind, Georgia honestly has the bigger team prestige, and I believe that is going to help them. So, the Bradster will predict in the Sugar Bowl, the Georgia Bulldogs will take down the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, the last bowl game of the quarterfinal, the legendary Rose Bowl. The number 1 ranked team in the United States of America, the Oregon Ducks, taking on my Ohio State Buckeyes, number 8 in the country. I'm going to keep it a simple buck. $100 actually. We should have been 11-1. We should have been. We should have got one of the buys. And I must admit, we did lose to Oregon in the regular season. And if we didn't lose to Michigan for the 3rd year in a row, we would have had a first round bye. We would have made the Big Ten championship. We would have got our lick back against the Oregon Ducks. We have our chance to do that here at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. January 1st, New Year's Day, ESPN. I need all my Buckeyes fans to rile up in here. But I admit, they aren't entirely terrible. Oregon's not entirely terrible. But when you combine Dylan Gabriel, a Heisman finalist, with a quarterback that is Will Howard, it's a close competition. It's honestly a close competition. If I named all the times that Will Howard has won a Heisman in college football 25, and the videos I've watched, that would probably be 30 or something. And that's all in the first year, since Will Howard is a senior. However, Ohio State's defense and offense are electric. In the first 3 drives that we had against Tennessee last week in the shoe, In Ohio Stadium. I don't know what other names they call it by. It might be the shoe. I'm not wrong. I don't know. Ohio State's first 3 drives against Tennessee were touchdowns. I expect this game to be close and energetic. But as I do that, I expect the Ohio State Buckeyes, my Ohio State Buckeyes, to upset the Oregon Ducks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the semifinals. The last 2 bowl games before the national championship. First, we don't know the exact matchups of the bowls. So, January 9th, the Orange Bowl. The Georgia Bulldogs versus the Boise State Broncos. I unfortunately have to say, this is where Boise State's dream ends. This is where their dream ends. I honestly get that Boise State has been on this record run, probably. Ashton Jeanty, Heisman finalists. 12-1. Mountain West champions. Beat UNLV twice. But the Mountain West versus the SEC could be so complicated. Especially when you take teams like Georgia into account. Other than Oregon, Boise State has had no real competition. And I think Boise State should level back down to reality with something like this. So, I'm sorry, Boise State, but the Georgia Bulldogs, you're going to the national championship. And now, the Cotton Bowl, January 10th. The Texas Longhorns against my Ohio State Buckeyes, chat. Big Ten versus SEC. Exciting matchups between 2 conferences. Matchups hit hard. They hit hard. Like I said, both our offense and defense, they're electric. Fantasizing. But the Texas defense and offense aren't something to take lightly either. There's Quinn Ewers, Isaiah Bond, anyone else you can name. But Ohio State, we have Jack Sawyer, Will Howard, Judkins, Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Egbuka, however you say his name. I believe that in the end, the College Football Playoff Committee will be destined on the Ohio State Buckeyes to win in the Cotton Bowl and advance to the national championship. And now, the College Football Playoff National Championship. Mercedes-Benz Superdome in Atlanta, GA. Inauguration Day for President-elect Donald Trump. The Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Georgia Bulldogs in the national championship. We're getting our lick back here because if y'all haven't forgotten by now, Georgia beat us in the Rose Bowl 2 years ago. We would have faced Alabama. We would have faced Alabama because 2023's national championship was TCU Georgia, and Georgia beat TCU 65-7. But alas, 12 teams, 6 bowl games, comes down to one thing. And that one thing is for certain, is that Ryan Day will prove his doubters wrong. The Ohio State Buckeyes are your 2024 national champions. If you don't believe that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it. So here it is. The full 12-team playoff bracket based on my predictions from the quarterfinals upwards. The Ohio State Buckeyes will be your national champions. There is no denying that. I'm going to end this video here, chat. I just want to get one video out before the new year, and what better way to do that than talk some college football with you guys. You enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. And with that, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
In 2025 will be my year. Peace.